Hello and welcome back to this Conscious Libre video. This video is going to be a guidance reading for those with the soul connections that have the dynamic of a celebrity and a non-celebrity. These can be twin flames, monadics, or collectives. This isn't a reading for any particular time. It's just if anyone is after any guidance, they can just have a look at some of these videos and see if it helps them find anything within themselves that needs to be healed or looked at. Things that maybe haven't been thought of yet or they're not aware of. It's just to help people, just to point people in the right direction, really. For some reason, was she always wearing a blue veil? I'm not sure why, but that's really sticking out to me right now. Was she always wearing a blue veil? Go on, camera. Camera, come on. How intricate that hat, I guess, is. That blue veil is really sticking out to me for some reason. It's really sticking out to me on my perspective, on what I can see, on my awareness. It's really sticking out. So what's it doing for her? So that's pointing to me in the direction of something to do with the perspective of what we see, what we perceive, perception. Something there. Seeing something that we've never seen before. We never noticed, even though it was always there. Right, let's have 4 cards, please. Please. Another 3. Okay, there's 2. Right, and 1 more, please. Okay. There was 2 there. Okay. That'll work. So, they're all upside down except these 2, which oddly it's the moon. It's the only one that's face up, which is odd for the moon, since it's just about regarding the opposite. And it has a hidden card behind it. So we will look at that when we come to it. So what's most blatantly obvious here is the fact that something is hidden, which is a bit contradictory. But it's when you realise that you know something is obviously wrong, but you don't know what it is. So it's like the black hole. You can't see the black hole, but you can see the distortions of the light around it, and that's how you know it's there, that there's something there, but you don't know what it is. That's what this is. There's distortions, and that is evident that there is something hidden. So let's have a look at these cards individually. King of Cups. This is very much the emotional side of the connection. And I don't just mean the human emotional side, I mean the energy, feeling side as well. The heart connection. And I know that at a certain point in the whole process, this can seem to disappear. Though often that's because the initial 3-dimensional love we move past that and we have this, what can be a long time where it's almost like we don't feel anything. And then that's when we start to wonder, we start to question. Though I found that this comes in later, and what actually happens is that you open up to the next level of love, which isn't an emotion, it's a feeling, and it's a state that you are in. So that, for me, is what this King of Cups is talking about right now. So, next one. Another king, wow. Okay, King of Swords. So there's a mental card as well. Mental, consciousness, the truth, perception. How we are viewing this. What we are aware of. The mind accepting of the heart. Sword accepting of each king accepting themselves, working with each other. Now they are both kings though. You could say that's the masculine, or you could say it's the male's gender in the group. It could be either. It could also be your own internal masculine that this is referring to. If you have a look inside yourself, you'll be able to figure out which one this is because you'll feel a trigger for it. So the next one. Okay, Two of Wands. This is what I was just saying about going in and feeling it and seeing where it fits. This is, for me, this is more of a looking into it, a kind of divination card, but it's also the going within and feeling it out using your awareness, using your intuition. She has green energy around her hands. Don't know if you can see it on there. Oh, there we go. She actually has green. You can't see it quite as green here, but it is green. I'm going to fix my light at some point because it is a bit bright, but she has green energy just around there, and it's just going onto the skull. So that's healing energy. But it also is the same kind of green energy around this skull here, I've just noticed. It's the same skull that he has, same green. So she's looking for the truth. King of Swords, the skull. So the truth, there is no one truth, that the truth is the truth between the truth of what's happening in your process and in your connection. It's about looking for that. But there's also a danger with that. These roots are seen like this in the Seven of Wands. So you need to be careful here. The truth, if it's not the truth, that's when you can get bound up with these. So you need to not be careful, but in order to find out these truths, there is an amount of required self-work that needs to be done so you're clear enough to be able to see that truth. So then we come to the moon, which is what we're looking at, and I've already seen the card behind this. And that was the Eight of Swords, which just backs up the point that this is this moon, something that isn't seen, there's something that isn't aware of, something that's happening that one twin isn't aware of. And that is this twin looking for that answer to do with this King of Cups. So there's something happening here on this King of Cups level that the mental level, it hasn't quite understood it yet. And so there's this looking for it. It can see that there's something there. There's something happening that it isn't perceiving, even though it can be felt. It can be felt that there's something happening, but it's not perceived. So there's this moving forwards to actually try and find out what it is. So let's have some cards now as a start of looking in. Obviously, these cards may resonate for you, they may not. And as to whether they resonate or not, and they do have meaning for you, will depend on your own self-awareness. So, King of Cups. What is it with this King of Cups? What's going on? Ooh, I like that. Now, what's that just came to me then? What's the word? What's the word for it? I wouldn't say recognition or acknowledgement. I think it's more awareness, noticing that something is there, noticing something's presence, noticing that something is. It kind of made me think of being only slightly startled at suddenly realising that someone stood there. It was that kind of feeling. So this could be how much the other is aware, because whether you're the celebrity or the non-celebrity, this affects both. Just as much as the non-celebrity can be stood there thinking, do they know, do they feel this? The celebrity can be on the other end, aware that they're connected to someone, and they could be thinking, is this real? Do they know? How do they feel? So it goes both ways, which I think tends to get forgotten about because there's too much focus on what they are and who they are, that there isn't as much awareness put on how they are going through the same process. So this King of Swords, this truth. Ooh, Queen of Wands. So this is this is happening. Take me or leave me, I'm here. In all my glory. Yeah, this is the pretty obvious in your face, yet for some reason it's not seen. It's a real small, it's strange that there's a bit of high and low going on there. So what's with this one? Tower. Okay. That's thrown me a bit. The truth is that it's this blatant obvious. Yet, for some reason, it's just not being seen. This awareness. This is either that the truth is already known by the individual looking, or by the other, that the other already knows, but the one who's looking can't see it. I mean, they both have these circles here, and they've both got their arms out like, yeah, I'm here. I'm not hiding. So maybe there's too much looking going on. What's it? What needs to come down? Let's have an extra card for that. What needs to come down? The Empress. So this is something happening in the process, which is actually hampering things. Maybe it's too much looking. Maybe it's looking in the wrong place. Maybe it's looking for a certain truth to be there when it's not an actual truth, therefore it can't be seen. And because it's not being looked for, the actual truth, which is there, isn't being seen. So rather than looking for what is there, there's looking for a certain truth, which is maybe preferred or wanted or assumed. And as it's not been found, that's why it's not there. That's why there's still something hidden. And this, as usual, it'll be a belief or it'll be something. Let's have a card for that something just to help. Moving on from something, Eight of Cups, or going to find something that's missing. I'm guilty of that. I'm very much aware of, especially the last few months, of what it is that's been missing. Not missing per se, but that the individual state just isn't natural. It's not right, personally. And moving on from something, moving on from that part of the growth, moving on from constantly trying to find out what it is, because that in a way might be purely being focused, so this isn't being seen. Let's have a card for that. Alternative view, which is pretty much what this is. Hanged Man. I love to look at it upside down. It just looks so different. So yeah, this is the alternative view. An alternative truth is what's hidden, and it's not being seen because the truth that's being searched for is either being looked in the wrong place, or something needs to be moved on from, because that is what's being looked for rather than what's actually there. Or it could also be that a belief that they are needed for the individual work and the others aren't needed for one's own individual work at all. And it could be that there's a sense of the need, the fact that of needing to be with them to finish their work when you can do all your own work all by yourself. It's later that the giant work comes in. So when you've heard all of this, you'll know if anything's been triggered for you, if anything seems familiar, if it reminds you of something. That is what these guidance readings are for, to help, just to trigger and to bring your awareness back to these things, to help you and myself as I'm going through them to work on these. So I hope this helped.